All right, there we go. I'm going to mute you guys so we don't have any background noise. So if you guys want to definitely like ask any questions or anything at all, drop it in the comments. Super excited to see your faces on here. Hopefully a couple more people will pop on. Like I said, I'm recording it every Monday. We're doing these. We kind of were doing them a while ago and then we just got out of the rhythm. But I realized that, you know, people like to get on here and just know what's going on, stay in the know if we have promotions coming up or just to connect and stuff. So every Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard, we won't ever go longer than 30 minutes unless any of you want to stay and hang out and like ask a couple questions because I do value your time and I know like everybody's busy, like we all have lives and everything going on. So tonight I'm going to introduce Gina in a few minutes. She's going to talk a little bit about how she's been incorporating the power hours and stuff, but I do want to like tell you guys, like I get it, this business can, you know, have ups and downs and like starting the new year and then we have a promotion and then when there's not a promotion you kind of get into those ebbs and flows where it's like, okay, what do I do? How do I do this? How do I keep a rhythm? And that's where Gina's going to kind of talk about how she started doing the power hours and what I'm going to encourage you guys to do. I realize we're hosting them at all different times, right? So we have power hours that certain leaders on the team are doing certain times of the day and we all have different schedules. So encouraging you guys to set some time on your own to do a power hour whenever it is convenient for you, right? Like a lot of people ask me, Carrie, how did you build this business? How did you resign from teaching? I basically did it in the beginning, an hour a day, whenever I could. And then as it started to grow, I did it a little bit more and more. So do you have to make sacrifices and give up an hour of a Netflix show or, you know, say no to doing something that you might want to do? Yeah, but I am telling you, if you stick with it, it will pay off in the long run. As far as the power hours go, think of it this way too, you guys. Give yourself like base minimums for the day, right? So you have a power hour that you're going to do. Maybe you can't do an entire power hour because you have a super busy day. So give yourself a minimum. What is your minimum that you are going to commit to every single day to keep consistent with this business? Are you going to make sure you put a story up, a post up, and connect with 5 people? Are you going to do a story up, a post up, and connect with 10 people? Are you going to do a story, a post, a TikTok or a reel and connect with 10 people? Everybody's different. We're all different. It just depends on what your goals are, where you want to go and how you're going to get there. I love, if you guys haven't watched many of Justin Prince's trainings, the one training that really stuck out in my head that he did, give yourself like a negative and a positive reinforcement, whatever your brain works better with. So think about it this way. If you commit to 5 a day, 5 people I'm going to talk to, he said, give yourself a positive and a negative. Like if I don't talk to 5 people every day, think about something negative that's going to happen. You can't get your nails done. You get evicted from your house. You can't pay your cell phone bill. Or the positive, hey, if I talk to 5 people every day for 30 days, I'm going to reward myself with getting a manicure. I'm going to reward myself with going on a date night with my girlfriends, right? Whatever you go by, is it you're positive or you're negative? Because at the end of the day, you're all here, you guys. You're here because you want to grow this business. You're here because you want to make some extra money or get some products for free or resign from your job or go on vacation with your kids or be a yes mom. So give yourself what that is and then just set yourself up for success. Like that's the cool thing about this. And I tell everybody that we get to do what we want, how we want, market who you want to how you want to market, who you want to talk to. But at the end of the day, those of us that aren't successful, look at what your day is and are you doing the things, right? So the power hours, like I said, they're going to be key and they're on the boards. If you guys haven't seen, I'll share really quick on my screen. I pulled it up so that I could just draw your attention to where it's at on there. So when you're on the boards app, right, you can use this 2 ways. You can use it for messages. You just click in your keyboard on your phone and you can send messages, you can send information. But when you look at it on your phone, just go to the boards app. It literally looks like a plug and play tool that you can use right on your phone. So on here, we have a board for Power Hour. It's right here. So in here, we have everything for you guys. So if you forget, how do I do this? What do I do? How do I do a Power Hour? I made a 4-minute video that tells you how to do it. And then we broke it down. The first 15 minutes, this is what you do. So you could put this up on your screen, you guys, set a timer on your phone, sit here and do it.
Your screen, sweetie. It just says, mine says Carrie Augustine has started sharing.
Oh,
Black.
Lovely. Thanks, Allison. Can we see now?
Yes.
You gotta love technology. So back to, let me unshare, take this off. So this is the Power Hour folder. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate you. In here, you have everything to run your Power Hour, right? So you could put this on your computer. You can put it on your cell phone. I think it works best if you're sitting here and it's on your computer and you have your phone in your hands, and then you can pick up activity 1. Here we go. 15 minutes. I'm going to warm my algorithm. Set your timer. Boom. 15 minutes. You're done. Next activity, move on to second 15 minutes. Here goes my engagement. And we even, you guys, like, look, we have it in folders, like everything to say. 15 minutes in the folder. We have like things you could send to people. Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. I've been wanting to go to where you live for a long time. We have in here like the engagement things you could send to people. Hey, Sarah, thanks for checking out my stories. I appreciate the support. It means a lot. Like, it's here, you guys. Like, I wish I had this stuff when I was building the business, because it's just so like, you can do massive amounts of people if you want. You don't have to, but you can, because it's all just boom, 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 boom. So it's really repetitious, y'all. That's what it comes down to. Repetition and realizing it's going to take you guys 5 people to get a yes, 5 people to get a yes. So if you want to have 10 customers, you got, it's math, right? You just got to do the math of how many people you need to reach out to. So wanted to show you guys that. And then one other thing, and then I'll let Gina take over. And then if you guys have like Q&A on our Modere website, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. It's thebuzz.shiftingretail.com. So I'll show you like what the dashboard looks like when you go here. So when you're on the Buzz, they call it like the Google of Modere. It's kind of cool that we have this. You can search in here for something if you're looking for something specific, but we always have like current promotions. When I share stuff with you that's going on, they're always here. So you have like your BioCell Immune, and if you go to it, it shows you everything about it. It's the stuff that we share. But I wanted to show you pretty cool. We have Modere movers. If you guys didn't know this, every month you can earn a Modere mover prize for getting either 5 new customers, or what is it? You get like, I think 3 points for a social marketer. So you only need 5 points. You get 5 Modere mover points and they give you a free prize. And this month, this is what it is. It's a little whiteboard. It was a beanie 1 month, a backpack 1 month, a scarf. Like, they do cool stuff and you just get it for free. So this month it is a Modere branded dry erase board. So just wanted to let you guys know that there's lots of stuff if you ever want to dive into here and check it out. And then when you're on your back office, if you go down to my business dashboard, you can actually see where you are with the movers for the month. So if you're like getting through the month and you want to check like, oh, am I getting my movers, or how many points do I have? It's right there. So you can see that. So I figured I would draw your attention to that. I know the back office can be like super overwhelming, like when you look at it and you're like new. So just a cool tool. Hope that helps. So anyhow, I'm going to introduce Gina and let her take over for a few. And Gina, I am so proud of you for getting on here in front of everyone. She joined, I think, Gina, where are you, like 60 days now?
It was October, so like the middle of October.
So a little longer. Yeah. So we met on social. She kind of was like seeing what I was doing, and I'll let her tell you her story, but she's done a little bit, I think, in direct sales in the past. So she can compare this to that and then tell you like how this has kind of been going, give you a couple tips. And if you guys have questions afterwards or whatever, and you want to ask them, fire away. So Gina, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Gina. I started with Modere probably, like I said, I think it was the middle of October. I had seen Carrie on TikTok for a while, and I was hesitant about trying the products, number one, and also getting into selling products again, because I've been down that road before. And I was like, oh, do I really want to do this again? I'm a terrible salesperson. And she could even tell you in our first conversation, I'm like, I'm a terrible salesperson. Like, I'm not going to be able to do this. And she was like, nope, you could do it. Like, it's not the same. You know, try it. And at the time I was working a full-time job. So this was more going to be like my side hustle. And then when I really made the decision to do this, I actually wound up losing my full-time job. So then I was like in a really bad spot. So when I first started, it was kind of like my mindset was not there. I was like not fully committed to doing this. It was kind of like, oh, you know what? All right, I'll throw a couple of, stories up, maybe a post here and there. I did a couple of TikToks, and then I wouldn't go on TikTok for like 2 weeks. Then I would do a few TikToks, and then I wouldn't go on TikTok for a couple of a couple of weeks, I would plug into a power hour once, but then I probably wouldn't plug into another one for a few weeks. That happened probably like the first 2 months, where I was just back and forth, not sure, not that if this was for me, but if how was I going to get myself out of this funk that I was in and move forward and really apply myself to this? And, I had to get out of that mindset of I'm not a good salesperson, because that was just killing me from like day one. It was just like, I'm not a good salesperson. Well, then obviously I couldn't get out there and really try to sell if I didn't believe that I could do that. So I think that mindset is very, very important. You have to put yourself in the right mindset to say, you know what, I'm going to try my best and see what happens, because that's what you have to do. And you have to plug in and do the work, because if you don't, you're going to sit there like I did in the beginning, and you're going to go, this stinks. I'm not getting any customers. This stinks. This is not working for me. Yeah, it's not working for me because I'm not really putting in effort. I'm not putting in the work. My mind was like, I'm doing this every day. I'm putting in the work, but I really wasn't actually applying the work. In my mind, I believed I was doing it, but I really wasn't doing it at that point. So it was kind of like, Gina, like get out of this funk and like figure something out, do something. And it was actually really weird because everything was right there for me. I could just, plug into it and it was there. And the more I started to realize how much was really there, which is pretty much all of it, then I was like, holy crap, I missed this. Like I wasn't really fully paying attention in the beginning. I didn't really listen to everything that they said. And there's so much more that they have laid out for you already that you don't even have to put in that much work. You just have to plug in every day and apply everything that they're giving you, because they're just handing it to you pretty much, tweak it a little bit, but it's there. And in the beginning, I was kind of like, I can't do this. I don't know what to post. I hate social media. I don't want to be on it every day. But I knew what to post. It wasn't even about that. It wasn't the fear of being on camera. It was more of the fear of not knowing what kind of content to make. Do I know the product's good enough? Once I make a TikTok and I'm saying this product is great, try to buy it. Once they reach out to me, I freaked out the first time somebody reached out to me for the product. I emailed Carrie right away. I was like, somebody wants to know about the product and I don't know what to say because I don't know anything about the product. And the thing is that you do know a little bit about it. Just read a little bit, throw somebody in a three-way chat. I did that, once I started getting into it, I started throwing Carrie into some three-way chats with people. I was so afraid of reaching out to people, especially if they were the same people, doing follow-ups on people that asked, about it. I noticed it was the same people in my stories all the time. So it was like, I'm going to reach out to them again. I'm going to be so annoying. But, what I tried to do was not reach out every single week. I didn't want to be that annoying. And because in my mind, I was like, I'm being annoying. But, if you continue to reach out at some point, some of these people might say yes, because they might say, you know what, maybe I had somebody that said to me, I wasn't ready 2 months ago, but I feel like I'm ready now. So I want to order. And, that was somebody that I didn't really plan on reaching out to again, because in my mind 2 months ago, I was in a different place also. I was like, I'm not reaching out to these people. They're just going to find me so annoying. And I hate being like that. And I don't want to be the annoying person. And you know what? Then I started thinking about it. Half of these people, I don't even talk to on a daily basis. So even if I was annoying them a little bit, okay, so what? What are they going to do? Ignore me back? Then they're going to ignore me and ghost me like they already do. Some of them ghost me. They ask me for information and then I send it to them and then they ghost me. And then it's like, you asked me for the info. So why didn't you respond back to me? And then it's like, you wait a little while and you try again. Hey, I know you wanted info. So I just try to keep following up now because I realize how important it is to follow up, to reach out to those people. I have 450 friends on my Facebook page, but I see the same 25 people reading my stories or, seeing my posts. And for a long time, I wasn't even posting on my wall because I was like, I never get engagement. I post constantly. Nobody's responding to any of my posts and nobody's even liking them or laughing at them, nothing, even if they were just engagement posts. And I was becoming so frustrated. And I was like, I'm only doing my Facebook stories right now, but you have to do both, because I noticed that, with Facebook, especially, if you keep in the algorithm, that's where they want you to do all of this. They want you to post engagement. They want you to post things about your life. They want you to post motivation to keep the engagement going, which is probably something that I didn't really understand at first, because I was like, I could just post once in a while. And if they see the post, then they want to respond to it, they will. But no, because if I'm not posting for Facebook on a while, most of the people on my friends list are not seeing any of it. So with 450 people on my friends list, like the same 5 people will see it, because I'm not really posting that often. So I noticed that, you have to follow some kind of like, algorithm, get the algorithm going. Like, that's why they say to plug into these power hours, which I didn't really want to do in the beginning. I was like, oh, I don't want to plug in with other people. And, sit there and just fail in front of everybody, because that was my mindset. It wasn't about anything else. It was like, oh, I'm going to sit there and they're going to be doing all this work, and I'm going to be sitting there like, I have nobody to follow up with and nobody to send emails to. And the first like 2 times, I don't think I did anything on Power Hour. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what other people are doing, but I'm not doing anything. But it took a few times. Then I started to get the hang of it, and follow the routine and do what they say and plug it all in. The power hours have definitely been helpful, because when you get on there are other people on there. You can ask questions if you have them. You could just brainstorm about different ideas, about different posts that you could do, TikToks, Instagram, whatever it is that whatever platform that you're on and you feel, the most comfortable with. Again, I'm going to go back to saying mindset is super important, because if your mind is not there, then what you're putting out is really not going anywhere, because you have to be in the right mindset to want to do this and to be successful at it. Because if you're not, everything you're putting out there is negative energy, and that's what you're going to get back. And I got negative energy back for the first 2 months, because I was just not willing to plug in the way I was supposed to. I wasn't willing to commit and do the work. And I realized that I noticed it about myself. I was like, ugh, what am I doing? I'm wasting time. And the more I sat there and time went by, I was like, oh man, another month wasted. And I could have been doing this, this, and this, because I know that we have to do it. But it was just so hard to like commit to it and like move forward and say, you know what, I could do this. And it does take work, and you have to do it constantly. It's not like, oh, I'm going to do it this week and next week I don't have to do anything. This is not that kind of thing. You have to work at it. But the more you work at it, the more success you'll have at it, and the happier you'll be. If you are on a journey and taking these products, and you just started, that was a big thing for me too, was when I first started selling the products, or promoting these products, it was like, all right, I just started using them. It's like, fake it till you make it. Yeah, I was really faking it, because I was like, I have no idea. It works on other people, I see it, but personally I couldn't really tell my story yet. But once I got over that hump of being here for a few months and having my own results, I think having your personal story in things is super important also, because that's how people start to get to know you, and they'll purchase more from you, knowing you and knowing you as a person and knowing your story. And not everybody's story is the same. I always said, I was like, I don't have like that story where it's like, I didn't overcome something recently, but then I did. I overcame, losing a job that I was at for, 14 years. It was my career. It was what I went to school for. And it was kind of like, I took a hit. And maybe I needed those 2 months to kind of like get out of that space that was negative, and, finally move forward. And I'm so happy that I did it. I'm so happy that I connected with all of these women that are so motivating and inspirational every day, and the things that they, always willing to help. I haven't, most of the time my questions get answered before I even get to ask them. And it's kind of like, oh, I was going to ask that, and somebody already answered it. And it's like, now I don't have to, but, everybody is just so welcoming here and so friendly. And I think that I haven't had that in a really long time in like other friends. So that, it's been really, really awesome. So I just say, keep consistent, stay focused. Everybody can do this. You just have to put your mind to it a little bit more. I know everybody's doing it, doing things differently at different times. And like Carrie said, if you can't plug in for a whole hour for power hour, try to separate it a little bit and do it in little chunks. I think it's super important to, definitely plug in for that, straight hour every day, whether it's straight through or breaking it up, because it's super important to just focus on what you need to do for that amount of time, and then move forward with it.
I wish I could give you a big hug because that was, Gina, that was so good. That was so good. Like you just like laid it out there. So that's what I mean. Like you just put your heart out there and just like it all came together. Like, holy heck, that was good. Okay. So I wrote 2 things down I want to ask. Like, one, give us like a win that you've had from 2022 so far. Like, even though it's only been 17 days, like a win, whether it's a follow-up, a customer, a personal win, something.
Well, I got 2 new customers so far in 2022. So that's been definitely a big win for me. And I did have, so far in 2022, I've had 3 repeat customers reorder, 2 that went on Smart Ship. So I'm starting to see little things happen little by little. The more I put into it, the more I see it moving.
That's awesome. All right. I love it. That's an amazing win. Like it's going to spiral. Just wait. It's going to keep going. All right. And then my second one is, since we're talking about power hour, and I know that you're like a mom and a wife and all that, like, when do you squeeze it in? Like, what do you find yourself doing? Like, are you giving something up? Are you waking up earlier? Are you like, how are you doing? How are you making it work?
So what I usually try to do is my kids get on the bus a little later than probably most kids. So they're not getting on the bus until like 8:40. So, by the time we get up and we're doing our morning routine, I try not to do anything until the kids are off to school, because now that I'm home, I have all of that time while they're at school. So my thing is that I make sure once they get on the bus, I try to have a routine. And if I could get on power hour, if you're doing it at 9, then I usually can get on it, and I'll try to. But if not, if I can't actually get on with you, I will utilize the same time frame sometimes. And if I can't, then I'll make sure that I break it up. I try to get on power hour maybe at night also. It depends on my husband's schedule, because that changes also. So, but I try to plug in every day, either in the morning or at night. And then I'm always, doing other stuff. So I always try to, you're always doing more than an hour. But my thing is that even if you focus a straight 20 minutes on just doing this, I think if you put your focus on this.
Oh, you muted yourself.
Sorry about that. If you put your focus straight on this for a certain amount of time, so like 10, 15, 20 minutes, you can get so much more accomplished than you can for, jumping and being like, oh, I have an idea. Let me just do it right now for 5 minutes. Like sometimes I write things down as I'm going through the day. And then when I could sit down and do them, I'll do them all. Because I really want to sit down and focus on what I need to do. And then sometimes, like if I'm doing TikToks, like I'll set aside a certain amount of time during the day to do like, videos and things like that. I like to do that when nobody else is here, so I don't background noise and things like that. So I usually try to do that when, everybody's off to school or work. And with those kind of things, I try to do a few extra. This way I have them in case something happens and I don't have time to do them. At least I have something, saved in my drafts that I could throw up or something like that.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And you better go check the comments, because there's lots of love for you hiding in there right now. And do you guys have any questions for Gina? Throw some heart love in the comments. Or if anybody at all wants to just unmute and share one of your wins, that would be amazing as well. I know we're like 17 days into 2022.
Hi, Gina, I just wanted to thank you for sharing all that. I thought that was so wonderful. And like they said, just right straight from your heart. And that's what's going to make you successful, is just your authenticity and your care for people. And I, like you, when I first started, I wasn't kind of all in. And once I did, and I really started to plug into the group and pay attention to what the other girls were saying and follow the tips and, use the daily engagement posts and things like that, things just like lit up and it became a completely different scenario. So you're spot on with that, and just being engaged. And sometimes it's hard, especially if you start to see other girls having some success that you're like, why am I not doing that? And you just have to be patient, because right when you hit like a little low, all of a sudden, boop, a little message or a text will come in of somebody that you never thought was going to reach back out to you. And they're like, all right, I'm ready. Or I wasn't ready. Now I am. So thank you for sharing your story. And I think you're doing a great job.
I'm so happy Allison just said that, because Zach, you could not be more like spot on with that. There are those days where you're just like so down and you're like, whatever. And then all of a sudden something pops in your inbox, even like someone might say something just, I feel great today, or, your post inspired me. And it's just like, damn, okay, this is why I'm doing that, And when people do that to me, like I send them like a voice clip, like, yo, I appreciate you so much. Like I was having such a rough day right now. Like, I just appreciate you. And you're like, you don't know how much this message meant to me. And then people are like, damn, okay, cool. It's true though, right? You never know what people are going through and where your mind's at. So, well,
and then just the thing about talking, you were saying you just talk to people, Carrie, all the time. I was in PetSmart getting something for my bearded dragon the other day, and I started talking to this lady who I found out she also had a bearded dragon, and now we're like best buds, and she's friends with me on Facebook, and now she's watching my stories and making comments to my posts. So and I didn't say anything to her about Modere or collagen or nothing. We were talking about bearded dragons, and now she's like my new best friend on Facebook with my stories. So anyway.
That's how it goes, you guys. Honestly, that's why we say just add people to your network, share your story, share not even just Modere, tips and motivation and your workouts and what you're eating, whatever you want to do. If you're bowling, like whatever, because people just resonate with different things, And that's kind of what it's all about. That's social media. Like social media is socializing. So like some of you touched on, there really is no secret sauce. It's just, we kind of go out and have fun and inspire, and we get to make money doing it because we have all of these products to help people look good and feel good and get rid of problems. And, so it is 8:58. If nobody else wants to ask anything or add anything, like you guys can go enjoy your Monday nights. And I appreciate you guys hopping on. And Gina, that was amazing. You're a rock star, especially just getting on here. And like, I know how like I felt talking in front of my peers, like teachers and stuff over the years. So
yeah,
that was awesome.
Thank you though. Thank you, everyone.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gina.
You're welcome. Thank you, Gina. You're awesome.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank